So, after the Shirley Vian murder, not one to be ignored, on December 9th of 1977, a call was made to local emergency line in Sedgwick County. The man's voice on the other end of the call said that they will find a homicide at 843 South Pershing Street. Nancy Fox. That's what he said. A homicide at 843 South Pershing, Nancy Fox.
A homicide?
A homicide.
Killed a house? Sir, do you mean moving? Sir, I'm not getting what you're saying here.
It's a homicide. I don't see the issue.
Did the house leave?
So once again, a location that is very close to the other two. I was Google mapping it all, and they're like, "Do you want to go to Wichita?" And I was like, "No, take me out of the equation." But
they're like, "Okay."
They're like, "That's going to take a bajillion hours." And I'm like, "That's not what I'm trying to do here."
BTK was the second creepiest stalker in the history of Kansas.
We all know that I would just be stalking Taylor and Travis. So, all in all, a visit to all three of these places. So the Otero family, Shirley Vian, and then this new address that just got called in. Yes, Fox would take 10 minutes by car.
So we're looking at like a hunting ground.
Yes, very close. So that, to me, that would be like, okay, that's pretty, like if in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got a local boy.
Something's happening here. Or else maybe people need to start moving. But so two operators took this call. Like one was listening in, one was actually talking. And they tried to stay on the line after it had gone silent. And eventually a man would start to speak again. So he called it in.
What?
And then they're like, hello, hello, hello. And it turns out that this was actually just an off-duty firefighter who had been waiting for the phone. And when the man before him had finished, he just left the receiver dangling. The payphone had been used outside of an Oregon's market. But unfortunately, the man waiting for the phone was not able to give like that great of a description. He was just like, some dude, I don't know, I just wanted the phone. Like, I wasn't paying attention. When officers would arrive at the address that was given, Nancy Fox would be found face down with her hands and feet bound. She had been strangled with her own pantyhose, seemingly. There was semen found on a nightgown that had been tossed aside. Once again, she had not been sexually violated, but semen was again found at the site.
So is he like beating off in the rooms?
Yeah.
And then just, you're like, yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
That's
right.
I can't see how else it would work.
Right.
Well, you know more about that biology than I do.
Oh, yes.
So officers would find a note. Officers would note that the duplex apartment that Nancy lived in was the tidiest home that they'd ever seen. It's worth mentioning. Just bear with me here. Which made it easy for them to tell where there had been a disruptance. With only a single cigarette butted out in the ashtray, the nightgown, was messily tossed aside. It had semen on it too, so that was probably out of character for this poor woman. Her purse was also dumped out, and her drawers had been pulled out with the contents still hanging out of them. It's like everything else. It was like it was in pristine condition. Everything else was like you wouldn't find dust on any. So it was determined that Nancy had returned home alone on the evening of the 8th, so the day before the call came in, at about 8:30 p.m. And they don't really know how things went after that. They do, however, know that the phone line was once again cut.
Seems to be a big MO of his.
Yes. He does not want anybody making any calls, so including that poor guy waiting for the payphone, apparently.
Yeah, I could call that.
So on February 10th of 1978, so we're now, coming into a new year, a letter arrived at KAKE TV. It was a TV station, if you couldn't have picked that up from what I just said. In it was a poem titled, "Oh, Death to Nancy." Oh, exclamation point.
Exclamation.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah!
Death
to Nancy?
Some of the words in the poem were, "What is this that I can see? Cold, icy hands taking hold of me. For death has come, you all can see. Hell has opened its gate to trick me. Oh, death, can't you spare me over another year? I'll stuff your jaw till you can't talk. I'll bind your legs till you can't walk. I'll tie your hands till you can't make a stand, and finally I'll close your eyes so you can't see. I'll bring sexual death unto you for me.
Every single breath, every time I think I'll be watching.
It's not great.
No, I mean, it's just the stanza formation is super improper. You're never going to get any open mics with a poem like that.
No,
not with
for
that
sure.
structure. But what a fucking
Loser?
an idiot.
Loser, yeah.
Like a dum-dum. Like I'm kind of thinking that when you can evade, you're brilliant. Like I think you're super smart with these killers that they can kill in silent. Stay out of the headlines.
Let's just put a pin in it.
Pin in there.
Yeah.
I like that fact though. I don't want to lose that. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to let it go.
So left of the poem was it's a BTK typed 4 times with little pictures of like hangman's noose.
Okay.
What is it called? Like hangman.
Is it just hangman?
I think there's another word that I'm missing. Anywho.
Wheel of Fortune?
Hangman, Wheel of Fortune nooses. Thank you so much, actually. That was really helpful.
I'm glad I could help.
There was also a drawing of a bound woman. And there was a letter where he essentially is just begging for attention. It's got horribly misspelled words, leading investigators, which, God, how am I pretending that I'm that much better? Because it says investigators.
Maybe they only investigate alligators. They're investigators.
But it was leading them to believe that it had been done intentionally as a way to disguise, his own way of speaking or writing. Some of it read, I find the newspaper not wording on vain amusing.
Come on. There's he's definitely making
putting
this,
it on.
Yes. It's like newspaper, words, hard read, book instead. Night, sleepy, tired, good.
So I find newspaper not wording on vain amusing. So Shirley, the last, the mother that had the little kids trapped in the bathroom. He goes on to say, a little paragraph would have enoughed. I canum, like I think he's supposed to say, I know it not the news media fault. The police chief, he keep things quiet and doesn't let the public know they're as psycho running loose. Strangling mostly women. Is mostly a word?
No, and if it was, it wouldn't be the proper context.
Strangling mostly women. There's 7 in ground. Who will be next? How many do I have to kill before I get a name in the paper or some national attention?
Oh, gross.
Also, when he has a sentence that actually is worded properly, I stumble over it because I'm like waiting for. And then he wrote, do the cop think that all those deaths are not related? And that's his little tidbit.
Wow.
Only a few days later, while going through old documents. So like when they were like, what's he talking about? Like the newspaper not putting anything in about Shirley, like, because, this is the TV station. They're like, what are they talking? He's talking about the newspaper for. So a few days later, because, they were kind of like, hey guys, you got anything going on over there? Or like, what's.
Yeah. Have we got any deaths we need to report on?
So the Wichita Eagle did come across another poem. They had originally thought that it was like a. What is it when you...
Letter to the editor.
No, it's when you take out an ad to like meet somebody.
Classified.
A classified, but they didn't include any money in it. So they just put it with like dead letters kind of thing.
Right.
And it appeared to be written by the same poet. And it was about...
Looking, someone age of my kill, bound and tortured.
I think they probably were like that one. This one said, surely locks, wilt thou be mine? Thou shalt not scream or fee the line, but lay on cushion and think of me and death and how is going to be. And then signed it BTK. That is a little actually pretty alarming still.
Yeah. I'm shocked that the taunting isn't more in my kind of memories of this guy.
And this one too, he used like child's like one by one, like child's alphabet stamps, which just sounds tedious and horrific to me. Do you remember like those rubber like ink stamps?
Yep.
Like one at a time?
Mm-hmm. That's how
which is like really serial killer-y.
That's very psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kids too, psychos. So this was when, they felt, you know what, probably pretty safe bet that this might be the same guy.
We may have a connection here, FBI.
Yeah, especially considering the guy in 1974 was like, let's call everybody and like do this wild goose chase with a letter. Like, I don't think that's typical of serial killers. Like,
the only one I know is
Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel this guy's a bigger, I don't know fully, but I think this guy's a bigger taunter. At least it's words. I mean, they don't make sense, but make more sense than one of those puzzles.
The thing is, because the Zodiac isn't found, like we don't know who the Zodiac is, like at least we know that this guy's a walking in-ground Tony.
You don't know who the Zodiac is?
Is it you?
I'll tell you after the show.
Is it your dad?
I know.
No one saw it coming.
Nobody.
So, they're like, it's time. And with that, Chief Richard Lemonnier, I can't not be French when I say that for some reason.
Lemonnier. Maybe he's French. Maybe that's why.
Okay, I don't think it is. I mean, he's in Kansas, and every single
it could be Cajun though, right? They're down in like that French, like down by New Orleans. That's all they got, the French Quarter down there. There's probably French people down there.
You're slowly overtaking me. You're gonna be like you're the brains of the, making it sound like I was ever the brains of the operation.
I am the Taylor Swift to your Travis Kelce. I got you, girl. I'm gonna hype you up.
So, yeah, he's gonna make a statement. And suddenly everybody knew that there was a serial killer in their midst and that police had no solid leads. They're like, listen, guys, we don't want anybody to worry.
Okay, we got bad news and bad news.
Yeah. I hope you don't live in these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Because if you do, who dog it?
We got a serial killer on the loose. No more follow-ups. Wait, one. All right, go ahead. What are you doing about it? Damn it. No more follow-ups.
What are you doing?
We don't really know. We think he's a white guy.
Yeah, it's definitely a white guy. Aren't they all?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they had no solid leads. And, once again, after that, he goes quiet.
For years?
We're going to find out.
Oh, just tell me now.
In 1984, the chief assembles a task force, and they were, nicknamed in the media Ghostbusters.
That's so dumb. That's when Ghostbusters came out.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Oh, so yeah.
And maybe, they were, they could get away with it then because people were just thought that they were just talking about a hit movie.
These are the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So he made this up of old officers, new officers in an attempt to get, once again, different perspectives on the case. And they painstakingly would go through the hundreds and hundreds of tips that were coming in from the public. They interviewed hundreds of men who had, either tips called in about them or just who matched the vague description. They've, because now's the time that they're starting to build profiles on serial killers.
Right.
So they're they've built up multiple profiles on this guy, writing up on who exactly they think that they could be looking for. There's different ones popping up all over the place.
This is profiling?
Profiling,
yeah. Is that Mindhunter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, unbelievable.
And they canceled that show.
Assholes.
Such a great show.
I know.
But then, on September 16th of 1986.
I don't get the breaks. The changing of the MO and the breaks between, to me, are the most fascinating traits of this guy.
I'm going to leave you hanging?
No, you will not.
No, I won't.
That's my girl.
So, we're going to talk about Vicki Wegerle, who was a mother of two. Was home alone with her infant son, Brandon, while their daughter, Stephanie, was in school and husband, Bill, was at work. She had noticed a man in a hard hat seemingly doing work on a neighbor's home, and that was why, she wasn't overly concerned when he knocked at her door, informing her that he needed to check the telephone terminals. Is that a thing?
Sure.
Anyone's guess.
Of course
at this
it is,
point.
I'm sure.
She guided him to where he would find the phone, which would be the only thing I would know how to do.
Yeah, it's right here. You gotta pick it up.
He's like, where are your telephone terminals? I'm like, pardon me?
Did you mean phone? Are you saying the word phone?
So after looking at it, I imagine he was probably just like,
yeah, he's like, yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gonna need a new thermal unit. Yeah, this bad boy's fried.
Yeah, there's so many things wrong with the phalanges.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, after looking at it, he would pull a gun on her and force her to bring him to her bedroom. She told him that her husband would be home very soon, and the dog was already barking and, very worked up. The man quickly strangled Vicky and took pictures of her after death and fled the scene. As her husband Bill drove home for lunch to see Brandon and his wife, he noticed someone who was not his wife drive by in their vehicle.
Weird.
Yes. Confused.
No shit.
He went into his home to find 2-year-old Brandon on the floor alone, playing, and Vicky was seemingly not home.
Right.
He's like, looked around the house. He's like, what the hell? Like,
Vic.
And then he's like, what? Who's that dude driving my car? But he was confused and annoyed for a bit, thinking that maybe she went quickly and left the baby home alone. He would eventually find his wife, though. She was between the bed and the wall, so it was like he hadn't seen her at first. She had been strangled to death as the toddler played in the next room. Sadly, for the next almost 2 decades, Bill would live under a cloud of suspicion. People couldn't understand that
the husband.
For sure. He came home for lunch that day, found the baby home alone. He was, he didn't immediately call anyone. And remember, this is, again, another big leap in years since the last.
Yes.
He didn't call anyone. Like, why? It also didn't help that he failed 2 polygraph tests, which I don't know why they still fucking do those, because the only thing they do is, like, bring negative for people. If you pass it, nobody even hears about it.
No.
If you fail it, everybody hears about it. If you decline it, everybody hears about it.
Right.
So it does no good.
And I'm sure the technology's gotten a lot better since 1986.
I don't know, man. I used to watch it on Dr. Phil, and I was like, he did it. He failed. Did you see?
Oh, my God.
So
well, it's just also a good way to get a confession out of you.
That's very true.
Right?
That would be
a lot of when you say, like, you failed a poly. Well, you didn't, because you didn't lie. You admitted to
It's literally what happened with Chris Watts.
Right.
Like, she walked in, and she was like, we both know you failed that, right? And he's like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But, they still didn't have enough evidence to actually charge the dad. So instead of going to jail, he was just kind of he was like a social pariah after that.
Oh, shit.
And the daughter remembers having to go to school, and like people were openly like, your dad killed your mom, right?
Jesus Christ.
Constantly.
Oh, kids, we're dicks.
Right. Like nowadays, I think we're all be nice to your friends. Like, just please don't say anything about her dad killing her mom. Stop it.
Yes. I'm
like, Olivia, if I hear anything about you talking to her about her dad killing her mom.
Don't bring up anybody's dead parents. It's a good general rule of thumb.
So, at that time, although there was grumblings between officers, BTK was not formally suspected of this killing either. Like, they were like, the husband did it.
Right.
And so...
2 polys.
Yeah. And at this point, at the end of 1986, the Ghostbusters are disbanded with no arrests in the BTK killings. And as far as they're concerned, there have been no killings since the death of Nancy Fox in 1977.
So nothing in the 80s? Until
86. Yeah, no.
Jesus.
But on April 29th of so this one is 1979. So an old widow had been out. This is not a murder. That's why I didn't include it with that batch. Mm-hmm. A 63-year-old widow had come home. She was out with her friends line dancing.
As one does.
Yes. And she walked in and just noticed that her house was completely disheveled. And when she picked up her phone to call the police, the line was dead.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
she fucking ran.
Nice.
Yeah. And this woman's name was Anna Williams. And weeks later, there would be 2 copies of a poem titled, Anna, Why Didn't You Appear? One would be sent to KAKE TV station, and one would be sent to Anna Williams with some of her jewelry and her scarf. Nightmares.
Yes.
Nightmare.
Wowzer.
There would also be a sketch of a bound, gagged woman, and the poem went like this.
Oh, no.
Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear?
Don't clear your throat before you do this.
But he had crossed out the name Lewis and wrote Anna. So it was like...
Why didn't you start over? Get a new piece of paper.
It's not super expensive. 'Twas perfect plan of deviant pleasure so bold on that spring night. My inner felling hot with propensity... I have no idea, of the new awakening season. Worn, wet, with inner fear and rapture, my pleasure of entanglement like new vines at night. Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear? Drop of fear, fresh spring rain would roll down your nakedness to scent too lofty fever that burns within in that small world of longing. Fear, oh, I already read that part. Mounts to a stormy fury and the winter claim at the end. Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear? Alone now in another time span, I lay with sweet in rapture garments across most private thoughts, bed of spring, moist grass, clean before the sun, enslaved with control, warm wind scenting the air, sunlight sparkle tear. He's just saying words at this point. It ends with, "Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear?"
It just seems like, when you got to do that essay, it's like 1,500 words, and you're like, I'm at 1,000. Like, I got to go back and I got to stretch.
You're just literally looking outside. You're like, leaf.
Yeah, you're like,
worm.
Like, I walked to the store. I got on my shoes, and then I went outside, and the weather was nice. So I took a couple steps, and then I did some more, and I was down the street. Then I was at the store.
In true, me fashion, when I was in grade 8, they make you do that, stand up in front of the class and do a 3 to 5 minute speech.
Yeah.
Mine was on horror
BTK.
stories and
that sounds about right.
But I couldn't get it to 3 minutes, and she's like, "We really want to send you to the finals, so, the difference
going to regionals."
But so she kept making me get up and try to start. She's like, "Just put filler words into it and stuff like that." And so I was trying to do it, but it got to the point where it's the 6th time I got up in front of the class, and they're like, "Come on,
this bitch again with her tired bullshit."
Oh God. Well,
what was it, Anna? Why did you appear?
Oh, Anna, why didn't you appear?
Why did you not appear?
So Anna Williams would get the fuck out of Kansas. She was like, "Goodbye."
Yeah, Anna Williams will never, ever have a horror movie character based on her.
Yeah.
She did everything wrong from horror movie standpoint.
Or a Chiefs jersey. She's like, "I'm fucking out of here."
Get the hell, phone line's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God she did. But they think that because at this point in time, it did seem that his MO was younger women. And her daughter had stayed with her for 2 weeks prior. And we'll find out that he was known to check mail to find out people's names and stuff. So who knows if it was actually her that was his target or if it was her daughter. But this area of Kansas was not done with horrific things it was seeing. So after this, we're gonna go into the 90s now, which is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday, January 19th of 1991, 62-year-old Dolores Davis of Park City, which was just a hop, skip, and a jump from Wichita, was discovered to be missing by her boyfriend, Thomas Ray.
Oh, still dating at 62.
She's so cute.
All right.
They showed pictures of her, and she was just, her smile, and I don't want to use she lit up a room. Yeah. But she was very well put together. Mm-hmm. You could only hope to be in that shape,
almost like an elegant kind of.
Yeah. Thomas was a lucky man. So he was coming to take a look at her 1985 Chevy Cavalier, as he had promised. They had been out to dinner the night before.
What?
Wink.
Tom?
So
was it Tom?
It's Thomas.
Oh.
So he first noticed that the Cavalier was outside. And if you have a Cavalier, you're not leaving it outside.
Oh, no, of course not.
But she didn't. She was, religious about having her car inside. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, well, that's weird. And so he opened the garage and he went to go in through the garage. And he said that was when he noticed a concrete brick lying in the living room with broken glass around it. So it had been tossed through the patio door. And he noticed that the phone line had been cut. And he would leave to go and find a working phone because I assume he picked the phone and found out that
right.
I'm literally the entire time I was researching this, I was like, they're going around looking for a wire that everyone apparently knows where it is except for me. But yeah, he would go and find a working phone and call the police. He would inform them of what he had found. And he would also say that Dolores was not there. She was missing. Her adult children, Laurel and Jeff, would fly in to assist the search, but it would not be until 13 days later that teens would find Dolores's body located in rural Sedgwick County. She was bound, and there was a plastic mask of a porcelain doll laying next to her body. You know, The Purge.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looked exactly like.
Brutal. Gross.
It was determined that her body had been moved with her own car, and that's why it was outside of her garage.
Right.
And, that was back when her boyfriend noticed that her car was missing. And because of that, nothing to the scene related to the BTK killings, right? Like, he had smashed a window.
Yeah, but the
she
binding.
was moved.
Right.
Like.
In the car, the own car. Well, I guess that's new from the other one.
Yeah.
It's like old school BTK.
So, they would once again chalk this up to just another horrible, isolated incident that all seemed to be happening within just like miles of each other.
Yeah, in the same little quarter.
And again, years and years would pass. And that would be that.
I don't get what they do for their impulses, like when killers just stop. Like, to me, it's always like something they got to feed and feed and feed until you get caught or killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, or in jail for something unrelated.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people think, right? So on January 15th of 2004.
Oh, that's a big stretch.
Like, this started well before we were born, and then went until 2004. Like, that's crazy to me. I was already a huge Hanson fan by this point.
You were coming of age.
So at this point, January 15th was the 30th anniversary of the Otero family murders. Naturally, this drew local newspapers and media sources to write about it. And they would, in the articles, would ponder what had ever come of BTK.
Jesus.
Had he been arrested? Had he died? Had he moved away? Or was he just laying dormant this entire time? Was he still in the community? Impossible, right? Surely that's not the case. As we all know,
you gotta kill.
Serial killers are driven to kill. Almost as if it's something forcefully making them commit these heinous killings.
Yes. They love it.
For one to just stop, that was unheard of. And a professor of criminology would speak with sources and say just that. He would be interviewed for these articles that were being put out, and he would say that it's been so long now that most of his students didn't even recognize the name BTK.
Jeez.
He's not going to like that, is he?
Oh, God.
And as we all know, this sad, pathetic man was nothing if he wasn't an attention-seeking piece of absolute trash. So, what do you think he did?
I think he said, what? You don't think? I'm back, baby. I'll show you. I'm in here and I can still fucking scare this town.
Break-in video.